guys, it's Jessii Vee, and it's so close to Christmas. As you can see by my sweater, I'm definitely keeping the theme of Santa Claus over here. Because yes, today we are talking about a secret that Santa Claus kept from us our whole entire lives. I'm sure that like 99.9% of you have never heard about what I'm about to tell you. Like, I was doing research for this video and I was like, he did what? Before I get started though, just a quick reminder that we have new V Team tracksuits. You can get the sweatpants and the sweatshirt separately, you can get them together, but it has like this really cool glitchy font that I made because you guys know I like everything weird, glitchy, strange things on the internet. So if you guys would like one, I have linked it down below for you. Alright, so this is probably pretty unexpected for you to hear, but today's video is about ogres. And you're probably wondering, what does Santa and Christmas have to do with big stinky beasts? Well, you're about to find out and your mind is about to be blown because Santa is keeping quite the secret from all of us. Folklore has been filled with ogre-like figures for a long time, but there's one strange explanation of where the word ogre comes from. Now, people think it is derived from the name Orcus, who is a god of the underworld in mythology. He was basically the Roman equivalent of Hades. Orcus is sometimes depicted as a massive head with a wide gaping mouth, the better to swallow the sinners with. And this is kind of why ogres became associated with him, because they too are creatures driven by their hunger. And they also have massive heads and large mouths. These monsters are often thought to look like a kind of human giant, but that's not always the case. In some tales, their skin is blue or green or gray. Sometimes they're incredibly clever, sometimes they're incredibly stupid, and sometimes they look downright horrific with a tooth-filled mouth that literally stretches from ear to ear and arms that they can extend as far as they want. And they have evolved to be able to hunt humans really, really well. Like, they have an amazing sense of smell, they're extremely strong. They apparently can stir up windstorms when they walk. They even let their fingernails grow extremely long because apparently the longer that they are, the better they are at catching humans with them. So that's really disturbing. And actually, if that fact is not disturbing enough, there's even legends of undead ogres. So they're literally these giant bodies just walking around decaying, going after humans to eat them. So ogre zombies? And I'm sure you guys know the most disturbing fact about ogres, and that is that they eat children. Whenever ogres show up in stories, they're usually being driven by a relentless need to devour human flesh, and they unfortunately have a preference. Yeah, they love children. Tumnus, why do you have to chew your toy right in front of the camera? You could chew it over there, or even in the hallway, but he chooses right here, right beside me to chew very loudly. So ogres like to eat these human children because they believe that if they do that, they will gain eternal youth. And this is actually where Santa Claus comes into the story. I know, that's a weird segue. So Santa Claus is obviously the face of Christmas these days, but before that, he was known more widely as Saint Nicholas, and people used to call him the protector of children. And the story of how he became so protective of children is actually terrifying and chilling and disturbing. There's a few different versions of the story, but it features 3 children who end up in the clutches of an evil butcher who needs to have some yummy meat to sell in his shop. So he steals them, chops them up, and puts them into this massive salting tub to keep them preserved. And then 7 years later, Saint Nicholas arrives at this butcher shop and he tells the butcher to go and open the tub, and the 3 children emerge perfectly fine. So this seems like a happy ending, right? Well, here's where the weirdest part comes in. The legend says that Saint Nicholas himself is in fact a reformed ogre trying to make amends for his past misdeeds. So in other words, Santa used to be this big, scary, creepy ogre that ate children until he turned his back from his evil ways and decided to bring children presents and happiness. So now that he has changed from an ogre to Santa Claus, he goes and saves the children from ogres wanting to eat them. What? I was mind blown when I read about this. Like, this is not a creepypasta or something recent that's been put on the internet. This is historical. People for hundreds of years believed this legend to be true. So yeah, just think about that this Christmas. My dog is literally chewing on my tripod. Thomas! It's like having a toddler in the room touching all my stuff. I love him dearly though. I can never be mad at him. Why are you like this? But I love you so much. But you drive me crazy. You see that I'm filming? Can you see that I'm filming a video right now and I just don't want to be interrupted? Can you see right there? That's the camera. Are you looking? He's like looking over there. He's like, I have no idea what's going on. There's also this other really strange story that I found on the internet, not about Santa Claus this time, don't worry. Apparently a lot of people believe that ogres can shapeshift, just like werewolves or vampires. It's actually really strange. Folklore says that some ogres have a default human appearance, but if they fail to lure their human prey in with their perfectly ordinariness, they can shapeshift into a creature that's going to make hunting humans much easier. Most of the time that was a crocodile, lion, or other big cat. And there's this legend called the swallowing monster, which I think might be about Tumnus because he's eating my carpet. Are you the swallowing monster? It is said that when ogres are reincarnated, they become giant pumpkins growing from vines that take root in the spot that they fell. There's a story that is said to take place right outside a small village, and there was this gourd that grew bigger and bigger until it swallowed everybody in the village. Only one woman in this village was spared, and after this giant gourd retreated into a lake, she gave birth to this son. And when the son got older and realized what happened to his village and his father, he taunted the gourd until he came out of the lake, and then of course he killed it. So this is literally a story about an ogre who became a pumpkin, who ate an entire town, who went into the lake to hide, and then was killed by the son of the only woman who was spared. Interesting story, right? And then lastly, I wanted to show you guys this creepy child-eating statue. The Swiss city of Bern has no idea why the heck there's a huge statue of an ogre in the middle of their city. Apparently, this is the city's oldest monument. It was built in the 16th century, and literally no one has any idea what it's supposed to be. They have ideas, but they're not entirely sure. One theory suggests that it's depicting the brother of the city's founder, who was so jealous of his brother's popularity that he decided to eat all of the town's children. Others believe that the statue represents the mythical Greek goddess Cronus, who famously chowed down on his children so they wouldn't take over his throne. Another story goes that it's a reminder to shun greed, as once every year the fountain flows with wine, and apparently those who drink the wine become these vessels for evil spirits, and the evil spirits make them go and eat children. While others say that it's none other than Krampus, the evil version of Father Christmas, who turns up every year to torture naughty children, or in this case, eat them. And parents also use this statue to tell the local kids to behave, or else this might happen to them. So yeah, very strange statue. Anyways though guys, that is the end of today's video. If you knew about this ogre Santa Claus thing, please let me know, and if you didn't, can you also tell me that too, because I feel like I'm the only one, but I feel like no one knew that fact, right? Anyways though guys, my next video before Christmas is going to be about Krampus. I have never done an entire video about Krampus. I am so excited, so stay tuned for that. It's terrifying. But yeah, don't forget guys, if you would like one of the new V Team tracksuits, I have linked it down below, but I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!